Good morning. Happy Monday. All the good stuff. As we know, maybe we don't know. So I'll say it. Mondays and Tuesdays I usually have off, and then nobody's here. So it's the best time for me to shout from the rooftops. But what I wanted to talk about today is interesting because one of the videos I was watching, let's see, this is a really good video. Basically called "This Is Why Tattoo Artists Are Quitting" by Cell, and she's not wrong. Basically talking about the economy, the oversaturation of tattoo artists, the ink master thing that we like. I don't know if we know. Like I have tattoos. I'm all about it. Okay, get no judgment from me. I got hand tattoos because I was like, I am a scumbag, and I want people to know that. No, I'm just playing. It's true. Anyway, I'm getting beyond myself. But basically, the whole point is not do you like tattoos or not. The whole point is these tattoo artists are leaving the industry by in droves in real record numbers. And the video is talking about how tattoo artists are one career that's like you can't dabble in other things. You have to be a tattoo artist for real, for real, for real. Okay, like being in a band or something. Your entire life goes towards that band. You're creating. You're a creator, right? Same thing with content creators. And if you're not creating, you're not making money. You know what I mean? So, in a lot of these guys, girls, doesn't matter. They are they're so and there's such a passion about it. But unfortunately, passion and money have to meet somewhere. So if I can't afford groceries that week, I damn sure can't afford a new shoulder piece or a new inner thigh piece. I can't. I haven't gotten a tattoo in 7 years. My last one was my wife's name. That's that was the last two I got, and that was probably 5 years ago now or something like that. I mean, and we haven't been comfortable in quite some time. So I can't put no money in tattoos. But okay, so that kind of gets rid of the whole tattoo thing. That's what sparked this inspiration. But it got me thinking, like I started out working at Mighty Taco in Buffalo. Was the best job for a teenager I could ever think. Set me up with structure. I understood, how to work with people, so on and so forth. But it was a fast food job. So everybody knows your first job, your fast food job, that is the stepping stone to bigger and better things. Excuse me. So my circumstances were in the fact that I knocked up my wife a little early, um, and I was still in my first job status with a baby on the way. Now, I've been thinking, how can I make it into being a mechanic? Because that's what I did at vocational school and high school. But it was never really like, oh, I'm gonna be a mechanic. It was like, oh, I have interest in cars, and I would like to do this someday, but I had no path in. Well, I'm making 10.10 an hour. I'll never forget this. My cousin calls me. He works at a Midas. He said, Sean, got an opportunity for you. I said, oh? He said, how'd you like to come change oil? Now, I'll teach you some stuff. Bet. We can only give you $8 an hour. Oof. Baby on the way, and I'm gonna take $2, 10 less. Fuck it. I'm in the door. I'm in the door. And it was the worst job. I hated that job so much. But it was able to let me to get my foot in the door to be a mechanic so I can go to this spot. And that second spot, that BC Automotive, I spent 13 years of my life. It was comfortable. I learned so much. I became a man at that spot. My drug addiction got, I mean, when I started BC, I was still relatively sober. I smoked buds and shit, but I wasn't popping pills and I wasn't doing all that. But at BC, 13 years of your life, there's a lot that can go. So, some shit that went wrong, and I had to make the decision to focus on the recovery portion and, ixnay the awesome job I had, but I was taking the business down, and it wasn't about to happen. So I was gonna get fired soon if I didn't leave on my own accord. So that's that. So the next spot I go to, it's I'm more independent, I I'm in my late 20s now. I know what I'm doing. All right, bet. Go to the spot. It's Cleve Hill Auto. Really, really good spot in downtown Buffalo, and really was doing great. And then I made a stupid mistake and didn't tell somebody, and it was completely my fault. Completely my fault. They had to fire me. It was a safety concern. Again, my fault. I take responsibility. So, all right, next we go to my last tech job. Now, I am roughly 32 at this point. No, I'm sorry, like 31. And I wake up and I have my bullshit. And I get diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Bang. And I tried to continue being a tech. You can call Galaxy on Union Road in West Seneca, and they will tell you that man was here, but he had to leave early every goddamn day. It wasn't good. I'm telling this story to basically say, this is what my career was. There was good choices, bad choices, but opportunities, So now, I'm 30-something, I got multiple sclerosis, I cannot work on cars anymore. I tried. I can't. So I'm officially retired as a tech. Every single thing I worked my adult life for, gone. Now what? What do you know? Well, the only thing I know is cars. Because that's all I was going to do was cars. So, well, what can I do with cars that doesn't require crazy amounts of effort? I can sell parts. Go to Advance. Become their commercial parts pro. Ooh, not good. Then I say, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'll go to Napa. I heard such good things about Napa. Great. I'm there for a year. It's soul sucking. It's retail. Just like me knowing about cars was actually a detriment. You would think, like, how is that possible? Like, the most knowledge at a car parts store should be valued. No. Nobody respects a parts store clerk. Let's be honest, when I was a tech, I didn't respect them either, so why the fuck would they? Anyway, so the whole thing was rough. And then, out of nowhere, I get let go. You know what? I was going to quit anyways, but my wife, my kid, I can't look like that guy who's constantly turning over jobs. So I said, I'm going to stick with it even though I don't like it. Well, I got let go. You know what? Blessing. That was a blessing in disguise. Because I go, what now? Do I go to another parts store? Do I do like an AutoZone or O'Reilly's? O'Reilly? No. It's still retail work. I don't like people. I work on cars for a reason. Cars don't talk back to you. Cars don't give you no lip. I am an inanimate object worker-oner. That is what I do. Me talking to people, unfortunately, I don't have a very good filter. So what is here, it just comes out rapid fire, and I fuck myself. So, what do you do now, Sean? Facebook, my dude. So I'm going on my what the fuck is it? Indeed. It's like if you're not a mechanic, you are nothing. So what do you do? And I just said, mighty hit me in my brain like a bullet. I said the only other thing I know how to do is sort of cook food. You know what I mean? And fast food, you're not cooking, but you're preparing quickly. So I at least had that in my thought, and I said, fuck it. I went on the book and I said, hey, who's hiring in a kitchen? I need to get back into it. I'm very, I'm an old newcomer. Nobody's usually 35 coming into a new industry. 36. coming into a new industry, and it's been hectic. I mean, the job is completely different than anything I've ever done before. But I think it's cool that I'm like the mechanic that was chapter 1, chapter 2, and the drug-addled mechanic at that. Chapter 2 is the sober cook who's figuring out life. Who the fuck knows what chapter 3 is going to be? But I wanted to put this out there because seeing the Ford CEO talk about, there's 6,000 less technicians than there should be. Well, look at Ford's warranty work, and that'll tell you exactly, precisely why that's the case. You look at why tattoo artists are quitting. I'm telling you right now, I don't know where the prices got wonky. I live in Buffalo, so the prices have been... There's never really a bubble in Buffalo. I have to shout that out. We never really went through the housing crisis. There's a lot of things that the rest of the nation went through that we never got too high, so we ain't get too low. You know what I mean? We stay right in that. I'm cool with that, you know? But at the same time, like this was 50. I got this when I was 18. And I gave him like a $20, whatever. It cost me $100. It was an hour's worth. My Slipknot one, but this was like 125 versus, but I've never spent any more than $150 on a tattoo. I can't personally see doing that, but I see people with miraculous sleeves and back pieces, and then I'm like, mind blown. And I am so afraid to ask, sir, how much was that? Because I'm going to be hit with $2,000. I've heard $5,000. And the art is beautiful, but who's got that kind of money? Especially nowadays. So it's sad to see that, like, when I was growing up, it was like, if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. We took that to heart. That means we should find something that we truly enjoy doing, that way it doesn't feel like work. And for me, cars was that thing. Unfortunately, life does what life does. Here's what it is, baby. We're in a weird position right now with AI coming into boots, and that's a whole nother thing that doesn't affect the creative space at this point. I don't want to say that. AI is heavily affecting the creative space, but tattooing is still a very traditional, old human ritual, human to human, peer to peer. We're not going under a 3D printer and saying, okay, 3D printer, that's not happening. We're going to another person and saying, bruh, scar me, baby. So there's something culture-wise that I don't think will go away, but I think just like barbering, the oversaturation of, I could say TikTok, but we'll say social media barbering. Out of control. The prices got crazy, and guess what happened? Only a couple people really made it. And the ones who do. I don't even have to say their names. Isn't that interesting how that happens? I think we as humans, we see other humans doing the damn thing, and we're like, I could do that. No, you probably can't. Or you might not be in a position to get in front of the right people like that person might have done. So there's just so many variables to deal with in this whole life thing we call jobs and shit. But it's what we have to do for the rest of our lives. We have to make some sort of money, whether it's passive or active. We have to do it. So it's a little 15-minute video of, we're not super fucked, but we're getting there. Have a great day, guys.